Today we're going to be going over a great football IQ quiz to test your knowledge of the game. So if you're not familiar with these style videos that we have done, how this video will go is I'm going to show something on the whiteboard, whether it's either a coverage, we're going to get to coverages later on in this video, or a route situation like the one we're about to go over here. And I'm going to talk about a situation, ask you guys a question about the situation, then give you a chance to pause the video and think about your answer and what your answer would be, if it's right or wrong, and then we'll break it down. So this first one is going to be a situation. The question is, how would you run a 10-yard post route? So just a 10-yard post versus a DB who is inside shade press coverage. Obviously this is the hash, that's the sideline, this is the center, that's the quarterback, so we're on the left side of the field. DB is inside leverage, press coverage. How would you guys run a 10-yard post route? So you guys can go ahead and pause the video and think about your answer. Now, before we give you the correct answer to that, fellas, if you are a football player and you want to put on size this offseason, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get some of the best tasting protein powder on the market to help build muscle mass and help with strength this offseason. This is a company called AG Labs. It's a company that I started with my brother, and we made a line of supplements specifically for athletes to help with weight gain and strength performance. So this is our cookies and cream flavored protein powder. We just got this back in stock, and we have 4 other flavors if you go to that very first link in the description below. If you use the promo code FIRST25, FIRST25 at checkout, you get 25% off your protein order in any of our supplements. Now, the correct answer to how you would run a 10-yard post versus inside shade press would be the following. If you guys guessed this, that would mean you were 100% correct. So if we have inside shade press coverage here from this DB, he does not want us to run to the inside. So his goal is to take away the slant. His goal is to take away the post. So if you thought like, oh, I'm going to give him a quick fake to the outside, cut in front of him, and then go run my post, the issue is that DB's not going to let that happen. He is going to do something called keep his leverage. So that means he is going to keep his leverage to the inside, probably get hands on us, and he's not going to bite on the outside fake anyways because he has help to the outside, aka the sideline. So if you just want to run to the outside, like let's say you had to run a fade and you're right on the sideline, that's perfect. DB did his job. So he's going to hold that leverage and be disciplined. So your post is going to end up on the hash. You got other receivers on the field. You have routes from the other side of the field. That's terrible spacing for our quarterback. So what we want to do is we want to give a quick move to the inside, attack his leverage, make him think we're going to the inside and work to the outside. Now my goal on this would be to stack the DB. That essentially means you want to get directly over the top of him. So at the top of the break, maybe you give some type of fake outside or whatever it is. Or if he is right on our hip, we could take our inside arm and throw him by, but that maintains spacing on my post and I'm not all the way across the field or getting forced to the sideline. So if you guys said that, that would be 100% correct. Now we're going to be going over some coverages, you guys. So I'm going to show this coverage look on the whiteboard, or at least talk you through it, and then give you a chance to pause the video and think about what coverage this might be. So what we got is we have a 2-high safety look. This is going to be a trips left offensive formation. So the ball is on the right hash. So this is going to be the short side of the field. This is going to be the wide side of the field. So we have 2 safeties up top, right? So that can narrow down some of the coverage options for you guys. The corner over here on the right side is pressed up outside leverage. The corner over here is about like 7 yards off outside leverage. And then you have your Will backer inside shade of my number 2, Mike backer inside shade of my number 3, and then you got your Sam backer over here. So guys, I want you to take a chance to pause the video. Based on this information, what coverage do you think this might be? So if you guys guessed that this was a cover 6 defense, that would be 100% correct. So cover 6 is obviously a 2-high safety concept, even number coverage. Doesn't necessarily fall into the basic coverage categories like 0 through 4. However, it still is even number coverage, so 2 high deep safeties. But the reason why they call it cover 6 is because 4 plus 2 equals 6, obviously. And that means that one side of the field is in cover 2, other side of the field is going to be in cover 4. More specifically, the short side of the field is what's going to be in cover 2, hence the corner being pressed up. So cover 2, remember the corner is in charge of the flats. Free safety over here has this deep half, and then the Sam is playing hook to curl. Now the reason why it's important to know that this is on the short side of the field is because the defense will never go cover 6 to the far side. They'll never do the cover 2 side of cover 6 to the wide side because that safety would have too much ground to cover, right? So they do it on the short side of the field. Now on this side, the strong safety's got his 4th of the field, corner has his 4th, Will's playing the flats, Mike backer is playing hook to curl. vertical. So that would be your cover 6 defense. Key giveaways is that the corner is pressed up on the short side. I know the corners can sometimes lie to us with coverage. The safeties is what will tell the truth, but that's the easiest way to determine a cover 6 defense. Very common from teams, especially when a team is in trips on either the right or the left hash. Now this is going to be the same format as our last coverage question, you guys. I'm going to walk you through this coverage that I've drawn on the whiteboard and then give you guys a chance to pause the video and think about your answer of what this coverage might be. So this is a 2-high safety defense. Both of these safeties are lined up either on the hash or slightly inside the hash. Corners over here are going to be pressed up, outside leverage, but let's say that their eyes are inside looking at the quarterback. And then we have our will backer kind of inside leverage on the hash, middle backer, middle of the field, Sam backer kind of on the hash, maybe a little bit outside, inside leverage of our slot. So this is the coverage right here, you guys. So you could use some of that information to narrow down the process for you. But I want you guys to pause the video and think about your answer. What coverage might this be? Now, if you guys said cover 4, you would be correct. So this is a cover 4 defense, you guys, and we're going to explain why. So cover 4, the thing is, and we got done talking about this in cover 6, so that was a little bit of a hint to you guys, but with these corners being pressed up, corners can always lie to us. What tells us the truth is the safety's alignment, their stance, and their depth, right? So we gave it away by the alignment of this, right? If a strong safety or free safety, because cover 4 can look a lot like cover 2, especially in this example where the corners are pressed up, because in cover 2, the corners might play press, get hands, sit in the flats, and then the safeties get the deep halves of the field, like we talked about in cover 6. However, corners can also play something called press bail. They show press, quarterback says go, they bail out of there. So these corners don't always tell us the truth. These safeties would never play inside the hash if they had to get to that deep half of the field. So that is what gives it away. These corners are going to bail into their 4th, free safety will have a 4th, strong safety will have a 4th, corner will drop to his 4th, playing flats, middle hook to curl, then playing flats over here. So that is a cover 4 defense breakdown. Remember, the corners will lie to us. The safeties are what tells the truth.